Yo, what's good guys? It's Turtle from Hardcore Cards on Instagram with yet again another pendulum takeover on Cardlord's YouTube channel. This time it is an update. It's an update to my Draco Magicians list, and I absolutely love this list. It's so much fun to use, and we got Ignista back to free, which is incredible. I was not expecting that at all, so I thought I'd wanted to build this list to maximise on free Ignista, which this list does. It is a bit different, whereas the last list sort of turboed out Hieratic Seal. This list actually turbos out Hulk, and then you go up into a 2-material Appaloosa from there, and that is before your Pendulum summon. So you've got a little bit of protection from Nibiru. Saying that, when you summon out Appaloosa, it is your 7th summon, and it can be your 9th depending on which direction you go in. You'll see later on in the video what I mean by that. But that is the aim. Obviously, if they do Nibiru you, it's fine. You still get your Pendulum summon, so you can just Pendulum summon out and carry on your shenanigans from there. And yeah, the idea is to end your board on Appaloosa for 2. You'd have a Boral Savage. You'd have then either Harbinger, Dweller, or a Shen. And then, of course, you do have your LP, which summons out Sloth. So yeah, it's a pretty good board. And yeah, like I said, I absolutely love this list. And yeah, without further ado, we will get started.
Stardust, Black Rose, no hope, life low. Alright, I'm set, I got my deck. I'm about to head to my homie crib next. I got a brand new combo with some tricks. I'm about to burn them for 8,000 quick. Got it on standby so you can't draw. Main face ain't shit, go to your school phase, that mean you lost. That's how it be.
So then, for the monsters, starting us off with, of course, the DRACOSLAYERS themselves. It's a lot smaller than the last list. The last list did use the Overlords as well, but we do just run the 2 Luster and the 2 Master. Luster is obviously the main one you want to see. It's a tuner, it can go into Hulk. But Master, I've been tempted to bump Master up to 3, but honestly this ratio has been working okay. It's just another name or another target for Ignista to special summon. But Luster is obviously your main one, your main go-to there. Then we do come to the Pendulum Magician package, which is a lot larger than the last list as well. So the DRACOSLAYERS have got smaller, but the Pendulum Magicians have got bigger. So we've got the 3 Harmonizing, of course, the main girl, 2 Purple Poison, 2 Black Fang, the 1 Celestial, and this time 2 Oath Dragons. So if you do have to use your normal summon on Harmonizing, it's not the end of the world. Providing you've got Oath Dragon and Black Fang, or Oath Dragon and Celestial in your scale, you can recycle Harmonizing back to your hand with Oath Dragon's scale effect, because it's really important, but Harmonizing can only be Pendulum summoned from the hand. So, and you really want to get max value from Harmonizing, because her special summon effect is incredible. It's like a free sinker at 8 basically. So you really want to get Harmonizing Pendulum summoned from your hand. So we do play the 2 Oaths. And if we have to special summon Oath, its monster effect is pretty good. It can recycle, say, Odd Eyes Revolution, which we play, back to your hand. So it is pretty good that way. And then obviously Purple Poison, Black Fang, are just standard. And Celestial, tempted to bump Celestial up to 2. Celestial is actually really, really good, especially in this list. So I'm definitely tempted to bump her up to 2. I said to her, I'm not even too sure if it's a boy or a girl, if I'm honest. Let us know if you do know in the comments, please. Then we come to the Supreme King package, which is 3 Darkworm, and this time we do play 2 of the Donut. So the reason that being, we want to get max value from Pendulum called Darkworm. So if we do open a gate, it's fine. Gate's actually not too much of a brick in this build, but we do still want to get max value from Darkworm. So when we use Pendulum called Darkworm, the God combo, when we special summon out Darkworm, we want to be able to get that search off. And Gate 0, being level 7, actually ties in really well with Tuning Magician, which is our target for Hulk. And Tuning Magician's a level 1, so 1 and 7 makes 8. No, don't need too much maths to know that, you know. So 1 and 8, or 1 and 7 makes an 8, which is, of course, a Ignista. Or, of course, you can go into, say, Boral Savage, something like that. But yeah, very, very, very good. And obviously it is a low scale as well, so if you do need that low scale, that's fine as well. Then I was just talking about Odd Eyes, but of course we do play 3 of the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Every time I do one of these deck profiles with Odd Eyes Revolution, I always say to you guys to pick up your copies, because I can see them going up in price, and unfortunately they have in fact gone up in price. The Pendulum Scale effect is actually really generic and really, really good in, say, I think Dragoonity, use them. But yeah, absolutely love, love, love Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Still so happy we've got him in the TCG. Yeah, absolute amazing support. Then we come to the more rogue stuff in the list. So of course we do have the Sloth, like I said in the start of the video. Stop special summons from the extra deck. I mean, it's a really good floodgate. And if you do have Harbinger on the field as well, they can't just attack over Sloth. You can then direct the attack to Harbinger. So yeah, very, very handy. One wins you a lot of matches actually, Sloth. Then we do also play the free Curtain Raiser. So Curtain Raiser can special summon itself from the scale. So the idea is if you special summon a monster and then normal summon, say Luster or Harmonise, and just to get to Hulk, you're on your way, you know. So yeah, we do play free Curtain Raiser in here as well. Then for the last of the monsters, of course I did speak about her, but it is Tuning Magician. Tuning Magician is actually broken, but thankfully it's broken for purely Pendulum Magicians. It's basically a glow up bowl, but you do have to have Pendulum Magicians in your scales for it to work. But that being said, that's what we aim for in this particular list. So yeah, it's so good. And that is the reason we can also run Shen Shen as well, because it's a level 1 tuner. Which means Ignister and level 1 tuner can make Shen Shen. So yeah, Tuning Magician is actually busted. Like really, really busted. Luckily, we do still have it. But that is it for the monsters, so bear with me, we'll get ready for the spells. So, starting us off with the spells, we do, of course, have the free Pendulum Call, because we really want to see our Pendulum Magicians, and the free Duelist Alliance. So, Duelist Alliance can actually search your DRACOSLAYERS as well, because they've got Pendulum in the name, but really, you're probably going to be searching Pendulum Call, just so you can get that full value. Of course, Ash does still really, really hurt when in a Pendulum Call, but if you do Pendulum Call Darkworm, it's not as bad. At least you do get some value from Pendulum Call, you know. So yeah, need to see as much of your Pendulum Magicians as possible in this list. So yeah, we do max out on both. Then we do actually play Allure of Darkness. So if you go through the list, there is an awful lot of dark types. So Allure of Darkness is pretty much a must for the deck, really, because it's 3 cards, isn't it? Okay, of course you have to banish one, but you don't really care because you're getting a card from it anyway. So yeah, we do play 3 Allure of Darkness. And then for the last of the spells, not many in this list, 2 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial, just so you got a chance to get another way of getting Darkworm to the grave. Dragon Shrine of course can dump a Master Pendulum first and then dump your Darkworm, which does come up because you can bring back that Master from the grave with Dynastor, the Fusion DRACOSLAYER. So yeah, it does come up. But that is it for the spells though, guys. So stay tuned and we will get ready for the extra deck. So for the final bit of the deck profile is of course the extra deck. So starting us off with the links, we have of course Halka Fibrax, LP, Selene, Access Code, and Appaloosa. So, like I said, the idea is you go into Hulk, you then use Hulk to special summon out Tuning Magician, you then use Hulk and Tuning Magician to go into Selene. At this point, hopefully you've got enough spells, either in the grave and including your scales, to get to 3 counters for Selene, to special summon out Tuning Magician to then go into Appaloosa. Of course, if you go in second, you do exactly the same thing apart from going to Access Code. And Appaloosa is your 7th summon. It can be a 9th, which I will show you in a little while what I mean by that. But that's the aim, and that is before your Pendulum summon as well. Obviously, LP, there is a target on LP. I was very surprised it didn't get banned last list, I have to say. So every list, I think you got to expect that LP is probably going to be a prediction. And so, yeah, but while it is still legal, we will play it. But it is very broken. I mean, obviously we use it to special summon out Sloth, which is a floodgate, and obviously a lot of Dragon decks use it for other various things as well. So yeah, that is it for the links. So now we'll go on to the XEs, which is of course 1 Magister, 1 Dweller, 1 Dark Rebellion, and the 1 Harbinger. So, like I said, your end combo ends on one of these two. So Dweller is obviously Dweller. It's an instant win against anything that relies on the graveyard. Harbinger is very good. That's probably the one you want to try and aim for the most, just because it gives your Sloth a little bit of protection because it can redirect attacks to Harbinger. And not only that, it is a spell negate as well, so it is really handy. Magister. Sometimes you have to go into Magister to extend a little bit more. Magister, you can actually special summon a Dracoslayer from your extra deck. Of course, you do have to bear in mind you have to have either your extra monster zone free or a zone a link arrow points to free. But it is handy, and honestly, its search effect on end phase is very good. You can search another Harmonize and save for next turn, and yeah, just load your hand up. Dark Rebellion, I love Dark Rebellion. I'm pretty sure people in the comments will tell me why you run Dark Rebellion, but it has honestly won me so many games. No one expects it, and yeah, I absolutely love that card. I think regardless of what comments say about Dark Rebellion, I will always run Dark Rebellion in a Pendulum deck, if I can, of course. Obviously, I do understand that extra deck is rather tight, but I love Dark Rebellion, so I'm going to run it. Then just the one fusion, which is Dynaster. If you have Dragon Shrined a Master to grave, you can use Dynaster to bring it back from the grave. It is a level 8 as well, and obviously you can use Dynaster and an Ignister, for example, to go into Harbinger. And yeah, it's just an easy summon from the extra deck there. Then we do come on to the Synchros. So we have the one Boral Savage, the one Shen Shen, and of course 3 Ignister. I do apologise, I do only have the one ulti Ignister. I always owned the one Ignister, ulti Ignister, but I was not expecting Ignister to come back to 3, and of course with it coming back to 3, the ulti absolutely skyrocketed. Maybe one day I'll get 2 more, but for now I've just got the one. Boral Savage, your combo normally 99% of the time always ends on the Boral Savage, and you usually attach a Selene to it. So it's got 3 negates and a little bit of an attack boost as well. Shen Shen, it is a level 9, but if you get to use Tuna Magician's effect in grave, she can special summon herself back out, and obviously 1 and 8 makes 9. So you can obviously go into Shen Shen, and you'd end on, Shen Shen is one of the ones which you potentially could end on with Harbinger and Dweller. So yeah, Shen Shen is definitely a very, very good option. Very good floodgate, actually, Shen Shen. And then, of course, 3 Ignister. So I was running 2, but then I found myself needing the 3rd one. And it's because a lot of the time I do end up going either through all 3 in one combo, or I end up going through 2 and then wanting one later on in the game. So with Ignister, if you open up, say, a Dark Worm in grave, so Dark Worm special summon itself, and then you normal summon Luster. Instead of going into Hulk now, you can go into an Ignister. Ignister uses its effect to special summon another Luster from deck, and this way it loads your extra deck up full of monsters ready to Pendulum summon out, because remember Appaloosa does have 3 arrows pointing down, so you want to really maximise on that. And then you just go from Ignister and Luster into Hulk from there. But obviously that does bump the summons up to 9, which of course obviously is well in Nibiru range, but it isn't. You're aiming to do that without using your Pendulum summon. So even if they do Nibiru you, you haven't used your Pendulum summon. So it's not the end of the world. And remember, Ignister isn't once per turn, which is another reason why we run 3. But that is it for the deck profile though, guys. So definitely stay tuned to Cardboard's YouTube channel. I've got a lot of Pendulum lists which I'm going to be doing for him very soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. Make sure you check out Hardcore Cards on Instagram and give us a follow. I do a lot of other deck profiles on there, not just Pendulums. We have a lot of fun on there. And yeah, it's just very, very good. So I will leave it there. And until the next Pendulum takeover, we'll see you again.